everybody. Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, dude. Matt Ogus gave me a quick shout out in his video. I want to let you guys know, I'll link it below, but my man Yucky Lovato has a new YouTube channel coming up. I recommend y'all get to that. But anyway, Ogus did a video on me. I thought it was very nice. You know, he said some really nice things about me. Most of them were not true, because obviously they can't be nice. And, you know, there are some comments about me being a scam artist, and I get this. I mean, there was a video posted a while back that's since been taken down that said a lot of things about me that need clarified about who I am and where I come from and what I do. I have not rehearsed this. I took a couple notes on where I worked, just stuff you'd see on Instone, on LinkedIn. I read Instone on there. On LinkedIn. I'll put my LinkedIn profile below too, so y'all can see my career, my credentials, and all that. So there's no secrets. That's what employers would see if I was on the market, which I'm not. Here's the deal. I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to try and keep this very short, which for me is under 10 minutes, because it is my life, but y'all don't care. Just read fucking LinkedIn. All right, check it out. My mother, I'm going old school, man. My mother was born in Poland, raised in Israel. She served in the Israeli military where she was a drill sergeant, and she did some special ops. Okay, she moved to the USA. She married my father. You know, he wasn't rich by any means. He was actually quite poor, and he grew up in Miami. He actually attended the University of Miami, where he got a degree in accounting. My father worked for the State of Illinois Department of Revenue. Yes, he was a tax auditor. Somebody that I would probably not get along. Now, he was actually a flat tax kind of guy, but politics aren't the issue. So he and my mother got married, and my father ended up, he worked for the government, and, you know, he earned his money, worked every day, coached all I had the best father in the world. He was addicted to food, and he died of type 2 diabetes. When I was 20, when Cammy was born. It was the year Cammy was born. Right before, literally a month before. So, it was 2006. He passed in 2005, December of 2005, the 27th. And my mother is still alive. She lives in Michigan, and she's always had a substance abuse issue. And that's something I believe she's still battling with. We had to kind of, not cut ties, but we kind of keep our distance, because it's something I don't want my kids around, anything of that nature. But that's besides the point, so that's my upbringing. I have one brother who's immensely successful. He's a VP for Prize Logic, which does McDonald's Monopoly and other things. My brother is also this far away from having an IFPA Pro card. He's a phenomenal, I always use that word. He's a great natural bodybuilding competitor, and he's my best friend. Moving forward, you know, I went through life. I grew up. I'd like to say I grew up in a decent. I went to a decent high school where I met my wife. We've been married. We've been married for 11 years this April. We've been together since I was 16 and she was 17 years old. We've been together. She's the only woman I've ever slept with. I'm the only guy she's ever slept with. So you can look at us as the poster children for conservative values. Okay, so after we got married, you know, I was done with school and she was still in school. I was training people at Valley Total Fitness, and I was also heading up a couple clubs training programs. I went to Weeder Publications, where I started out, and I worked with Joe Weeder. He was my boss. I worked there from 1999-ish to 2004. From there, I took a spot as a co-founder / partner with Sylvester Stallone. I was a co-founder of Instone. In fact, if you looked at the company's articles of incorporation, I'm on there. I was one of the first owners. Didn't work out, man. Basically, there's some things I can't disclose because of non-disclosure agreements I have with these companies. Let's just say it didn't work out. From there, I went and I started Civation. Sold that in July of 2011. And that's where I think a lot of my reputation issues come through. And let me just explain to you something. There was a thing on megadosing branched-chain amino acids. And it was like, take all these, and Mark's scamming people. I got this after the fact. The bottom line is, I didn't even do that. You could go on Google and search the thread, the Extend Megadosing Experience at bodybuilding.com forums. It was Lane and Derek doing that. I mean, and I thought it was cool. Lane was actually using it for research before his research, because Lane, if you recall, if you look now, he came out with the MPS, the protein stat theory, out of the University of Illinois, showing that leucine doses between meals are beneficial. So essentially that's what Lane was doing, which he showed in research to work. And somehow I got accused of, doing a lot of other bonus supplements and claiming that branch chains are giving me all my results. I got phenomenal results. And remember, I started competing at 150 pounds. So I've paid my dues in the gym, and you can go on Google and look through Google Images and see my progression throughout the years. It definitely hasn't been overnight per se, but I've been busting my ass. And they call me the Machine. I didn't give myself that name because I stick to my program. I'm a machine with that. After I sold Scivation in 2011, July of 2011, started MTS Nutrition. Now, my whole point of doing this, because I love it. I mean, I actually did interview after I sold Scivation. And I actually got offered a position. I did one interview and I got offered a position as an executive for a large chain of gyms. And I'll be heading up their retail location and redoing their house brand. And it was cool. I'd be able to live by my brother. But honestly, I love this. This is what I do. And to be accused of different things and being a scam artist and just giving supplements away to get people, you know what? There's part marketing involved, and I that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you do business with me, I'm going to do right by you. And that's why I do it. Look, I could have pretty much almost, I'm not going to say retired. I could have done something else and gotten out of this industry. I'm in it because I really think this is a great industry, and I really think we help people reach their goals. And even in my supplement video I posted the other day, after I went over what I'm taking, I held whey protein up and I held fish oil up. This is really all you need. This is what I said. And yet someone went out and posted, well, you got to buy his. Yeah, I'd like for you to buy mine. I took the time to do the video, tell you what to take. I mean, I got to pay the bill somehow, right? I mean, look, here's the deal. Who I am, who is Marc Lobliner, is going to be the title of this video. Here's who I am. I'm a guy who works his ass off. I'm a guy who, in order to get to where I am in life, I missed both of my children's first steps. I was on the road traveling 300 days a year, basically explaining to people what the hell branched chain amino acids do intra-workout. That's why when you need a question about branched chains, if you want someone for it, either contact Lane or myself. Lane has the science. I was on the streets spreading the gospel. I really truly believe they're amazing. I really believe they work. And if I'm wrong about that, so be it. But the research that we funded when I was at my old company proved to me that all this time, all the theories were correct. It was the best results I've ever seen in a supplement or even an anabolic. I mean, it was ridiculous to the point where Jim Stepani, who did the study, it was double blind. He's a friend of mine. We didn't even talk during the study. We didn't even talk. We kept everything as kosher as possible. Had another group involved, the University of Charleston. And at the end, he called me. He said, sure didn't spike it. I had one flavor left. I had 36 large orange Extend. They were sitting in the warehouse. We were out of stock. I sent him those. And the whey protein it was up against in the study was our own whey. So that's the thing, is that I'm sold on it. I really and truly believe that branched chains are amazing. If that makes me a scam artist, going by science and going by anecdote and going by what I've seen myself and in other athletes, so be it. Now, back to the core. I'm going to cut this short right now because it's getting too long. I'm not trying to scam you. All right, I'm trying to help you. Anybody who sent me an email knows I'm going to respond to it. It might be a week later, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to stay up late. I'm going to make sure you get your email answered. These videos, if you go back to the history of the Tiger Fitness channel, they were started as only product reviews and questions sent to the website in the Ask the Machine section because it was meant just for customer support, and I still see it as a customer support. Except what it's done is it's brought more people in, which is great because at the end of the day, yeah, I'm here to grow my business. It's what I do. What have I done? If you look at my LinkedIn, you'll see that I start shit. Started Scivation, Prima Force, helped start Instone, which after I left kind of went bad. Started MTS, and my first year with Tiger Fitness, we have a great team. It's not all my doing. We were on the Inc. 500 list. Look, and that's just me yelling on YouTube. That's internal workings. That's processes. I don't just sit here and scream at the camera. I spend maybe 15 to 30 minutes a day on YouTube. Other than that, I'm working. Doing a straight up 9 to 5. All right? I'm spinning deals. I'm starting things. ANBF, bodybuilding organization. Oh, Mark, why are you involved in natural bodybuilding? You're NPC. Because this is the sport that's been so good to me. I'm blessed to be a part of bodybuilding, this sport. And you, the athlete, the trainer, the guy who just goes to the gym, you're the reason I exist. You're the reason I've been so fortunate. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to announce it right here. I'm putting on a show in October 5th in Burlington, North Carolina, ANBF North Carolina State Pro-Am. It's a professional and an amateur show. You can read our site, anbfnatural.com, to see what the guidelines be. Basically, if you have a pro card in any other natural org, we'll accept it as long as you can pass our drug testing, which is on our website as well. Why am I doing it? Here's why I'm doing that show. Cystic fibrosis. I don't want to promote a show. I ain't got time for it. I'm going to have my wife do most of it. It's going to be the best damn show you ever go to, though. Why am I doing it? My daughter's best friend has cystic fibrosis. Read up on that. In fact, I'll put a link below, islasinspiration.com. Yeah, let's just get away from talking about it. Here's the deal. It's a sick disease, what it does to people. And I'm donating all profits, all proceeds to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. I'm not going to make a dime on it. You know, that's why when people call me a scam artist, this and that, they just don't know what I'm truly motivated by. If I wanted money, I would have taken that other job. I wouldn't be working with Tiger Fitness, and I wouldn't be launching MTS and everything potentially at the end of this year. So what I love doing, and I think we can still help people. Why do you think I'm spending time bringing the YouTube community together? I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing it all. Chris Jones is instrumental. TMW, Big J, those guys are all about collaborations. But look at what the YouTube has done. Since April of this year, we were all in turmoil. There was one channel making nasty videos about one channel, other channels were budding, and it just was ugly. And now, we got private Facebook messages going back and forth talking like we're friends. I'm going to go see Louis Marco in March. I can't wait. I love Louis Marco. I remember watching him back when I owned Civation. The guy's awesome. This is what I'm passionate about. Will I make money doing it? I hope so. If I can make money doing what I love and I believe in, I've been successful. If I could do something, I could look my kids in the eye when they're growing up and say, and they can look at me back and say, you know what? My daddy lived a good life and didn't leech off of people, actually help people while supporting our family. By all means, that's the best thing in the world. You know, I'm not driven by finances. If you guys saw, talk to Van. I drove a Toyota Corolla up until last year. Only reason I got rid of it, I couldn't fit in it anymore. And we have a family. I mean, you try loading 3 kids. 3 kids can't fit in a Tahoe. My wife's pregnant. She's giving birth in less than 2 weeks, by the way. Look, I'm driven by family. I do not choose a religion, but I believe in God. And all I care about is my kids. And part of that is to provide for them and to set an example. And I'm not damn sure not going to do it by being a conniving businessman. It's not how I want to live my life. Okay, that's not me. So, you know what? I had to address this because, you know, it kind of hurts. Where it says, oh, don't let it get to you, Mark. They're just trolls. They're just... It gets to me. And if it stops getting to me, that is when I've lost. That's when I've become cold. That's when I've become desensitized. And that's not something I'm willing to do. So yeah, trolls, you get to me. You do. You hater trolls. Now, you funny trolls, I like you guys. So I'm sorry this went longer than I expected because I knew it would. But I hope you guys understand. Look, I'm on your side. If you don't want me to be on your side, just ignore me. Don't watch my shit. Don't watch it. Watch someone else's. There's plenty of other good channels. There's Scooby, there's TMW, there's Ogus, there's Nick Wright. There's a ton of other guys that are much funnier and much more informative than me. But I'm doing my best. All right? I'm going to provide you some damn good supplements while I'm at it. If you want to give them a try, go ahead. If you don't, go ahead. If you want to try our store, go ahead. I'm going to do my best to be that different from other companies to earn your business. And people who've done business with us, I'd like to say that they'd say the same thing. So you know what, guys? I appreciate you listening to this. Hopefully you didn't turn it off because it was a self-righteous bullshit video. But I just have to say, you know, I'm just tired of people saying these mean things when I have the best of intentions. And that's the God's honest truth. So, with that said, it's 5:30 now. I'm going to go play some soccer with my daughter, eat some dinner, and I'll be right back in the office working for you. That's what I do. I work for you. So, with that said, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Oh, man. Talking shit on the internet. The trolls think it's funny. But it's not a game.
being shackled to ancient prison stations, risen from a spacious grave, not living as a slave to a force I hated. Shameless artists and product placement under constant surveillance, running circles around these shapeless, saturated, overpopulated, purpose the same as my interior is vacant. Cause I dedicated my entire heart to